Hello and welcome to today's Coffee with Cobb. My name is Kate Vintage and I will be your moderator for today. Thank you for joining us. Today we will be discussing exploring your copier's hidden features. And with us today we have Beth Johnson and Brandon Bate, both business improvement specialists here at Cobb Technologies. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Brandon.
Thanks, Kate. Before we dive in here, on behalf of Beth and I'd like to just thank everybody for joining today. We know your time is valuable and we'll hope to make the most of it here this afternoon. Recently, Beth and I sat down and discussed some of the most common questions we get about some of what we call the lesser known copier functionalities. Everyone knows they print, copy, and scan, but there are a litany of great features that can save you time and effort and potentially eliminate some headaches. And we're going to share a few of those with you today. Whether you decide to lease or purchase, you're making a large investment in your office equipment, and the last thing that you want is for a seemingly minor issue to get in the way of doing work that matters. Fortunately, there are some quick and easy steps you can take to ensure that your machine is operating at top performance. And the first feature I'm going to highlight for you today is the clean feeding feature on a Canon Image Runner Advanced DX Series machine. So first, you're going to select Settings and Registration on the home screen, choose Adjustment Maintenance, then select Maintenance again. Right there on your screen, you're going to see Clean Feeder, which you can click on. A message will pop up asking you to load 10 blank sheets of paper into the dock feeder. Go ahead and load up the feeder with those 10 blank sheets, and when you're ready, you can press Start. And if you wanted to, you could load these up in advance and just hit Start. It wouldn't be grayed out for you on the screen. And really, that's it. It's just a simple way to ensure that your machine is operating efficiently, and it may just spare you from having to make a service call.
Thanks, Brandon. Next up on our list of questions, we have how to calibrate and correct your printer's color mismatch. Beth, would you mind going over that one?
Sure, Kate. So print color mismatch refers to a shift in the position of the colors that may occur when printing one image with multiple color toner cartridges. Color mismatch is what causes your prints to appear blurry. If these print positions are slightly shifted from their respective colors, there's an easy procedure that you can use to correct your color. Today, I'm using the Canon Image Runner DX Series copier. So from the home screen, simply press your Settings and Registration key, choose Adjust Maintenance, Adjust Image Quality, Auto Correct Color Mismatch, and press Start. It's as simple as that. If having the color on your brand is important, then this is a simple way to have your machine consistently produce the high quality color you demand.
Thanks, Beth. Next up on our list of questions, we have how to use the ID card shot feature. Brandon, would you mind taking that one?
You bet, Kate. The traditional process of copying an ID card can sometimes be tedious, and thankfully there's a simple solution for that as well. The ID card feature takes all the guesswork out of where to place the card on the glass, and there's no reloading the paper back into the tray. The instructions are very easy for ID card copying. No reloading the paper, no changing the position of the card. The machine's going to take care of all that for you. And today I'm going to be showing you the ID card shot feature on a Konica Minolta BizHub series machine. We're going to start off on the main screen, and right off the bat, you'll hit the ID card shot button. The screen will notify you to place the card on the glass in the back left corner. After you hit that button, you'll end up on the ID card shot screen where you'll be asked to place the card on the glass. Go ahead and place the card on the glass, and once you're ready, hit Start Scan. Once it's scanned the front side of the card, the screen will notify you to flip the card around. You'll open up the dock feeder, placing the back side of the card face down in that same back left position. When that's complete, you'll hit the Start button to finalize it. At this point, you're all done, and you'll just wait a moment for your copy to come out. Before finalizing, you can also customize both the size and layout of the final copy. So you could have front and back on the top half of the page or line side by side if you'd like. You can also increase the size if you're having trouble reading the font on the card itself.
Thanks, Brandon. Next up on our list of questions, we have how to add a watermark to a document. Beth, could you take this one?
Yeah, thanks, Kate. So adding a watermark, to your document can be very useful, especially when you want to communicate the nature of your business. Many users add a watermark to maintain the uniqueness of a document, and in some instances, a watermark may be required for security or legal reasons. You can use a watermark feature to mark your document, such as confidential or draft, Or you can add a transparent logo, such as that of your business or your trademark, to the background of your document. Today, I'm going to use the Konica Minolta BizHub series to show this feature. So very, very easy. From the home screen, you're going to choose the copy key. And from the once you get to the copy screen, you're going to choose application, scroll over to the watermark, which is located in the G tab section. Turn the watermark feature on. And then as you can see, you've got different watermark types. You've got invalid copy, you've got draft, you've also got color. So today we're going to choose invalid, and we're going to choose the color magenta. Then you're going to load your documents into the document feeder, scan them through, and when they come out, you're going to have your watermark embedded in the background of your document. You know, this feature is also available within your print drivers and allows you to not only choose the preset templates, but you also have the ability to create your own unique watermark. Once the document is scanned in, regardless of how many copies you make, the copier is going to apply that watermark to each document. Watermarks can be used to protect confidential information and to indicate the validity of a legal document. So the next time you're creating a PDF document and want that extra level of security or recognition, watermark it to let everyone viewing it know its status.
Thanks, Beth. Next up, we have how to use the job build feature on a copier. Brandon, how about you take this one?
You bet. You know, if you've ever had a large scan job with not only a lot of pages, but maybe with multiple formats, I think you're going to appreciate this one. Maybe you're copying or scanning a job with text-only pages, but you'd like to insert pictures into the file. Job build, which you may have also heard called separate scan, is a process that has been refined into a single step. Here I'm going to show you how to use the job build function on a Canon Image Runner Advanced DX series machine. First, start out by loading the paper into your doc feeder, then head over to the display screen. On the home page, click Copy, and then select Options. While we're on the Options screen, select the Job Build button and then hit Start. Once started, the copier is going to run the pages through the document feeder, and what we're doing here with Job Build is enabling it to take different sized documents. At this point, if you wanted to load something on the glass, you would just lift up the doc feeder, put your document on the glass, and then hit Start again. It's going to scan whatever's on the glass, and you can repeat this as many times as you need, by the way. But once you're done loading things onto the glass, you can hit Start Copying, and the copier will do the job build for you and merge all those documents into one. This feature works particularly great for things like compiling receipts, which we all know can't easily be run through the doc feeder, into one single file. And for you, that eliminates an inbox full of individual scans.
Thanks, Brandon. Last up but not least, we have how to scan a document to Word. Beth, would you mind taking this one?
Sure. We all know this is probably one of my favorite features. So when it comes to file formats, PDF usually lands at the top of the list and is one of the most commonly used file types. It's used when you need to save files that can't be modified but still need to be easily shared and printed. But what happens when you do need to make changes to that document? We all have that one PDF document that we'd like to convert easily into Word for editing. With the latest technology of the Canon Image Runner DX series copiers, it's as easy as loading your PDF into the document feeder. Click on the Scan and Send button. From the address book, you're going to choose the file or the recipient where you want the document sent. So in this case, we're just going to choose me. Choose the PDF compact icon located in the center right of mid-screen. Choose OpenOffice XML tab. And then you've got the option of PowerPoint or Word. And of course, in this case, I'm just going to use the Word key. Click OK. Now that document that you just scanned in will be sent to your email as a Word document and can be downloaded and is easily edited. Using the Scan to Word feature saves you time and keeps you from having to run your scanned documents through conversion software. So Kate, these are just a few of Brandon and my favorites. If there's a printing, copying, or scanning project that you'd like to have simplified, maybe there's a fix. If so, please reach out to us by phone or email. We're always happy to help. If you want to look for more copier tips and tricks, you can always go over to cobbtechnologies.com.
Thanks, guys. So that does it for our presentation portion of today, but we do have a Q&A section because it is a live event. So if you have questions, feel free to post them in the Q&A chat and we will get to them. While we are here waiting for questions to come in, I just want to give a quick reminder that All of our Coffee with Cobb episodes are available on cobbtechnologies.com. You can find them in the Coffee with Cobb tab by going to the Coffee with Cobb archives. And if you missed any portions of these videos, or if you want to review them and use them as notes, you will be able to find these videos that were presented here today in the archives. And it looks like we got some questions rolling in. So first up, we have, you clean the document feeder, but are there any other tips for keeping the machine cleaned, especially the inner portion of the machine?
Beth, do you want to hop in and take this one?
No, I think we'll let you take that one, Brandon.
I'm sorry, did I say? I meant I will hop in, yeah. So great question. Thanks for sticking around for the Q&A. The short answer is yes. Obviously, earlier we showed the doc feeder cleaning portion where you ran the pages through there, and that would help eliminate any streaks if you are making copies. But what happens if you're printing and you have those same issues? The good news is that Canon also does have a unit cleaning feature, and you would actually just go through those same steps. So you would hit settings and registration on the home screen. You would go to adjustment maintenance, click maintenance again, and then I believe it says clean unit, main unit inside. Regardless, it's right at the top there, and you'll hit that button. You don't need to do anything with paper like you did with the doc feeder cleaner, but it takes about 2 minutes. I think it says 130 seconds to be exact, but it'll clean the inside of the unit for you, hopefully alleviate any of those streak issues that you're having, and hopefully minimize the chances that you would need to make a service call on the machine.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yep.
Next up, we have a question from Ryan. Is there a way I can scan a stack of docs that have some one-sided and some two-sided docs? When I select two-sided, half of them are blank pages.
I can take that one. With a lot of the newer machines, you do have the option to kick out those blank sheets of paper. It kind of depends on what machine you're running and the age of the equipment. And there's some third-party software where you can go in and have it automatically kicked out. But it kind of boils down to what machine you're using currently. But I know the newer technology, they are allowing you to kick those blank pages out when the document's scanned in. So it's during the process, not after you've got the document in your file.
Awesome, thanks, Beth. And our next question is, can you scan to Excel instead of Word or PowerPoint? What other file types can you scan to?
Sure, I'll take that one too. You can typically scan to PDF, JPEG, TIFF. As far as Excel, at this time, the option is not there to scan to Excel. There's a lot of work goes into the back end of that. There's some confusion when you have the letter L. If you've got grids in your Excel document, the letter I, the number 1, the small letter I. So right now, no, but stick with us. Probably in a few years, we'll start seeing that.
Thanks again, Beth. Next up, we got a question from Anonymous. Can you use the job build feature to scan instead of print?
Yeah, I'll hop in here. Obviously, in the video we showed you earlier, we were just making copies using that job build function. But to answer your question, yes, and that's the great part. I think at the end I used the example of having receipts. So if I was trying to like reconcile that at the end of the month and I needed to scan them in so I could send them to my boss, you can copy all those, or not copy, I'm sorry, you can scan all those in a single file, as many types as you need. And just send them directly to your email or whoever you would need to send them to. But yes, you can do it for copying and scanning.
Thanks, Brandon. Next up in our list of questions that have come in, we've got, can I change how dense the color is and where the watermark is located on the page? Can I add a logo?
Brandon, is it okay if I take that one?
Please do.
So yes, we showed you the watermark feature today, but one tab over, there's an overlay tab right beside watermark. It's basically watermark kicked up a notch. So from there, you can change the density of your image in the background. You can actually go in and change the position. You can move it around. You can enlarge the font. You can shrink the font. So again, very easy. Just go over to watermark, go down one tab to overlay and give it a shot.
Awesome. So that's all that we have for questions right now, but since it is only 2:15, just going to go ahead and give a reminder for anyone who might have just joined us recently that if you missed portions of this episode or any of our previous Coffee with Cobb episodes, you can always head over to cobbtechnologies.com, head over to the Coffee with Cobb tab up at the top right, and then go to the Coffee with Cobb archives. In that archives, you can find every single episode of Coffee with Cobb, recordings, the slides, and it's a great place to go and find some knowledge that you might have not had before. Again, I want to give a reminder that this is a live episode, so if you do have any questions, feel free to post them in the Q&A section, and we will definitely answer them. Thank you for everyone who has joined us so far. We really appreciate it. Just going to wait a couple more minutes here in case anyone has any questions. Beth, you mentioned that the scan to word feature is your favorite feature. Why is that?
Because we all have that document that we've gotten maybe from somebody else, and we like the document, so we'd like to maybe edit it for our own. So you can scan it in and you can make those changes. Or we've got a document that was created 15, 20 years ago that resides in our book of all forms, office related, and there's so much that's outdated. So you can scan those forms in and make the correct changes without having to recreate the whole entire document.
Brandon, do you have a favorite feature on a copier?
Do I have a favorite feature? That's a good question. Gonna need some time to think on that one.
What's your best time-saving feature? It could be out of the ones that we talked about today, or any of them.
Yeah, you know, some of the features that I covered here today, and again, these were questions that were posed to us from our customers, so not necessarily pertinent to Beth and I, but I do think that the job build function is great. You know, there's a lot of times where you want to scan something and you don't want to end up with an inbox full of 4 or 5 different documents that you've now got to copy or save and then try to push back into an email to send to someone else. It's just, you know, if you've got a few more seconds to spend at the copier to do it, I think it saves you some time in the long run.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we did have a new question roll in. Do the Canon features cover work on all BizHub models?
I'm sorry, can you say that again, Kate?
I think that they're asking, do all the Canon machines that we use today to describe how to do these processes, do those work on BizHub models as well?
There's a lot of similarities across the line. It depends on the age of your machine. If you've got a machine that's older than 5 years, there's probably going to be some slight differences. The nice thing is a lot of the machines have the same feature. You just might access them in a different way. So that's one of those things. As we said earlier, if you've got a question or you need some help on, reach out to any of the Cobb salespeople. I'm sure somebody is in your area and they can kind of walk you through how to do the same function, just maybe using different steps.
Awesome. Just one last reminder, if you did miss any portion of today's episode, you can go ahead and check it out at the Coffee with Cobb archives. We will be sending out a link for that tomorrow to all of our attendees from today, so thank you for joining us. And if you do want to watch any older Coffee with Cobb episodes, you can find those in the archives as well at cobbtechnologies.com, and then going to the Coffee with Cobb tab. If you have any questions, we're going to wait around for 1 more minute, and if not, thank you for joining us today. Beth, I gotta say that scan to word feature is probably the coolest one. The amount of times that I've had to take a PDF and physically type it and then create a Word doc out of that, that would save me so much time.
I do have a little tip where that's concerned, a lot of times if we're creating a PDF, there might be a logo on there. So like in our case, there might be a Cobb Technologies logo up at the top. Logos don't always convert over because a lot of times they're a purchased font and it's created as an image. So all you have to do is click on that logo, drag it off your page, and then go into your, I'm sure like us, everybody's got a file folder with logos for their corporation. Just drag it, a new one right back in, and you're good to go.
That's a good tip. So we don't have any new questions rolling in. Thank you for all the questions that we received today. We really appreciate your attendance. We will be sending out a recording of this episode to everyone who attended, and you will have the opportunity to ask any questions in that email that you might have not had the chance to ask today. So thank you everyone so much for joining us at today's Coffee with Cobb. We really appreciate you coming by, and we hope that you found the information useful. Have a great Thursday afternoon. Bye.